One of the most shocking aspects of Sri Lanka's tea industry is the low daily wage of 700 Sri Lankan rupees, about pound 2.60 / $3.25, that workers have to earn by picking at least 18 kilograms, 40 pounds, of tea leaves. This wage was set by the government's wage board in 2021 and has not increased since then, despite the rising cost of living and the economic crisis caused by the pandemic and a ban on chemical fertilizers. The workers, who are mostly descendants of Indian Tamils brought by the British colonizers in the 19th century, live in squalid conditions in colonial-era housing without toilets or running water. They have no land rights or social security and face discrimination and marginalization from the majority Sinhalese population. They also suffer from deductions and abuse from their supervisors, who often refuse to pay them what they are owed or verbally harass them for not meeting their targets. Many workers have to skip meals or borrow money to buy food, as their wage is barely enough to cover their basic needs. Some workers have even resorted to sending their children to work instead of school, risking their health and education. The workers have been demanding a wage increase to 1,000 rupees a day since 2016, but their pleas have been ignored by the regional plantation companies, RPCs, who claim that they cannot afford to pay more due to low productivity and global competition. The workers' plight has been exposed by several investigations by journalists and activists who have revealed that some of the world's leading tea brands, such as Tetley, Lipton, and Yorkshire Tea, source their tea from these plantations. These brands have claimed to adhere to ethical standards and certification schemes, such as Fair Trade and Rainforest Alliance, but these have failed to protect the workers' rights and welfare. Some of these brands have suspended their work with some estates or launched inquiries after the reports came out, but the workers are still waiting for concrete action and justice. The tea workers are not only exploited by the RPCs and the tea brands, but also by the Sri Lankan government, which has neglected to invest in their health, education, and infrastructure. The government has also failed to implement a promised land reform that would give the workers ownership of their homes and plots of land to grow their own crops. The government has instead imposed a top-down decision to increase the minimum wage to 1,000 rupees a day without consulting the workers or the RPCs, which has led to protests and strikes by both parties. The tea workers are the backbone of Sri Lanka's economy, generating more than £1 billion a year in export revenue. They deserve to be treated with dignity and respect, and to receive a fair share of the profits they create. They also deserve to have a voice in deciding their own future and to participate in the democratic process of the country. The tea workers are not asking for charity or pity, but for justice and solidarity. They are not just tea pickers, but human beings with hopes and dreams.